Good evening, YouTube friends and family. This is your girl Laura coming to you with another video for your listening pleasure. And today I want to discuss with you, if you had the opportunity to speak to your younger self, what advice would you give? What would you say? What things would you tell the younger you to do differently? And so I went searching for a scripture and I found the perfect scripture to tie into this video today. And it's going to come from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. And it reads, "When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a grown man or a grown woman, I gave up childish ways." And I think that's perfect to tie in with today's video. And so this video was created in response to the phenomenal responses I received when I posed the same question on Facebook. The friends and family and group members that responded gave some amazing responses right from the heart, responses true to the core of who we are. And I received, equal responses from both males and females. And I found a commonality between the genders and a commonality as far as if they could go back, what would it be that they would say to their younger selves? What advice would they give? And so when I refer to the younger self, I'm referring to the late teens and the 20-somethings. And what I found by posing this question is one of the first common threads that I found was they all wanted to know, or they would all explain to their younger selves what it means to be an adult. Have you ever found yourself, or for my listening audience that's a little bit older, do you recall pondering that question? What does it mean to be an adult? And for my younger audience, I'm quite sure that you guys may be thinking this. What does it mean to be an adult? I mean, because once you graduate, and that's between the ages of 17 and 19, once you graduate from high school, you sort of get this lecture and you sort of have parental and, family expectations that you are a responsible adult now, and that you must start to conduct yourself like that. And so a lot of us maybe scratched our head and we may have had an idea of what it means to be a responsible adult, but what did it entail? How do I go about transitioning from a high school student to this young adult and to behave and to get into character that quick? And so that was a common thread that I found, that we would talk about what it means to become an adult. The second thing that I found is that we would talk to ourselves about worrying so much, as a matter of fact, to worry less about what people say about us and what they think about us. And all of that, my friend, it comes with wisdom, of course. It comes with growing up. It comes with living. It's a part of life 101, that you become comfortable in your skin. And as you become more comfortable in your skin, you grow less concerned about what others think of you and what they're saying about you. The third commonality I found was the question, am I good enough? Or a lot of us, we would reassure our younger selves that we are good enough, or that we have what it takes to be successful. That is something I found a lot of encouragement in the responses, encouraging the younger selves that you have what it takes, you're good enough, you're going to be okay. And so When I think about in my late teen years and during my 20 something years, um, success to me looked a whole lot different than what it looks to me now. For example, in my teen and early 20s, success to me meant how much money I made or how much money I had in the bank, what type of car I drove, did I wear the designer clothes, um, did I have a good job, was I able to land a good job. I wasn't focused on a career, I was focused on a good job. And then when it came to a significant other, it wasn't the deeper things that I now consider, um, that makes a relationship worthwhile and makes it long lasting and makes it nurturing and everything. The main thing that I found myself thinking about is the appearance of the person. You know, he had to be tall, dark, and handsome, and of course, he had to be sexy. And so I didn't think about the deeper things that make a relationship worthwhile. Um, Therefore, this leads me to the next question. We would ask ourselves or talk to ourselves about making it on our own. And for those young people that are listening to me out there, some of you are right in the crux of making that decision as far as should you move out? Should you stay at home with your parents? Should you move away out of town, out of the city to another state? Or should you stay close by your family and your relatives? That's a big question on your mind right now, you know. And only through trial and error and experience will you eventually make a decision as far as if you should stay at home with your parents or move out or stay close by your parents or just totally move to another state on the other side of the United States. So some of you may be wrestling with that question right now. And all I can say, it comes from trial and error. You're not the first one to ever ask yourself that question. You will not be the last one. Um, but you have to get out and you have to experience new things. And if life leads you to move out of your parents' home and to move to another side of the United States, then that's how life leads you. It's okay. Or if you decide to stay at home with your parents for a few more years in order to accomplish some things that you wish to accomplish, such as finishing college, landing a career, paying off some debt, such as student loans, you know what, my friend, that's okay too. Um, I'm on number 6 now. How do I prove that I am the best? And I found that as a common thread, that we wouldn't do so much comparing and competition with others or trying to prove ourselves to anyone. You know, we do go about life when we're younger trying to prove ourselves to our parents, our peers, our bosses, our co-workers, and our family members. We want to prove to them that we made it, that we are successful, um, that we have everything under control, that we have this. Um, Number 7, how do I get it all done and look like I have it all together? Oh man, have I wondered that. And I think sometimes, even as we grow older, we still ask ourselves that question. How do I get it all done and make it look easy and make it look like I have it all together? And then the very last one that I found that's a common thread, um, a lot of us worried about failure, the fear of failure. What if I fail? What if I make a mistake? And so, to my younger people out there that's listening, you know what? You're going to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's not the end of the world if you do fail. People are not going to judge you for that. The important thing is that if you do fail, that you get back up and dust yourself off and try again. So I'm going to end this video right here because I don't want it to be too long. But I do hope that you would join me on Conversations with My Younger Self Part 2. And in Part 2, I'm going to share the lyrics to a song that I think ties into this video. And also, I'm going to share some of the comments that friends and family made regarding the answer to the question. I will not be sharing any names, but I will be sharing the comments with you. So tune in to part number 2. There's going to be some good stuff, I promise you. If you like the content of my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, or share. And please do leave a comment as far as what advice would you give your younger self if you had the opportunity to talk to the younger you again. This is personal. The younger you. What exactly would you say to him or her if you had the opportunity to meet the younger you again? And then, as always, my friends, until we meet again, bye-bye.